everyone, it's Karen from the Geordie Grandma. Welcome back to my channel. Hope everybody's well. Today I thought I'd bring you a video that talks about what it's like to be a small YouTuber. Have a small YouTube channel, that is. So I started my YouTube channel about 4 years ago. And I really just started it as a hobby. I'd been watching, other YouTube videos, and I thought to myself, that looks fun. I wonder if I could do it. And I remember my first video was, I think it was talking about what makeup I wore. And I was so nervous doing it. And you'd think you wouldn't get nervous just sitting and talking to your camera. But all the way through it, I just kept thinking to myself, if it's rubbish, I don't have to do anything with it. I don't have to put it live. I can just scrap the whole idea. But after I'd recorded it, I thought, yeah, that's not too bad. So I just put it up. But that was 4 years ago. And like I say, it was just a hobby. I did actually give up YouTube. I think it was just after, it was December last year. I decided I wasn't going to do it anymore. After nearly 3 years, I thought, my channel's not growing. I didn't have very many subscribers. My videos weren't getting many views. I'd maybe get 100 views. I think I had maybe 500 subscribers, something like that. Maybe a few more. And I just thought, I can't keep coming up with things to talk about every day. People aren't interested in the videos I'm doing, and I just got very down about it and I gave up. And then I started again. It was probably about 8 months later. So it couldn't have been December last year when my last video went up. It was at least 8 months between stopping doing it and then starting again. So I can't remember exactly what month it was. But yeah, then I think somebody said to us on Instagram, oh, I miss your videos. And I thought, well, somebody misses us, so maybe other people like them as well. So I decided to start again. And it coincided with the time when I stopped my eBay business. And I thought to myself, I wonder if I could actually turn the YouTube channel into a business and actually eventually make money from it. Just as a spoiler here, I'm not making any money from it yet. So I thought what I'd do is, because I think a lot of people think it's easy having a YouTube channel, just pick your camera up, talk to it and whack it up on YouTube, and there you go, you get 20,000 subscribers and tons of money. It's not like that. So I just thought I'd talk you through the kinds of things that I do, maybe on a daily basis for the YouTube channel. Currently, I'm not working in any other job apart from doing YouTube, and I also have a blog called The Geordie Grandma as well. So I'm trying to do both of them, and hopefully I can make some money out of them. So I try to spend 2 or 3 days on just doing YouTube stuff, and then 2 or 3 days working on the blog. So the first thing I would do for the YouTube channel is you need to do some research. You can't just talk about anything. I couldn't sit here and just make a 20-minute video about my cat. If you did something extra special, maybe you could. But I can't sit here and do all the videos about something that I'm interested in. I have to put things out there that you're interested in, so I can, get more subscribers and get more views and things like that. So I do a little bit of research. I would go and research other YouTube channels, see what other lifestyle channels are doing, because this is what this channel is. It's all about the lifestyle of, a woman over 60 or over 50, well, which I was when I started. So I'll research other YouTube channels. The danger with that is when you find some good videos and good topics that you want to do, you can't copy them. I don't want to just be a copycat of other people's videos, and it's quite hard not to do that, especially YouTubers that you may really like and look up to. It would be quite easy just to copy step by step what they do, but you have to kind of put your own spin on it. Otherwise, you're not going to get very far. You have to do something a little bit different. So you have to find, topics that probably people have done, because there's probably not many topics out there that people haven't done. So you're finding topics that you can put your own spin on. So the next thing I would do after I'd researched some topics and come up with a video that I was interested in, I need to plan the video. There has been occasions where I've just put the camera on and just started talking to camera about the topic that I want to talk about. And those videos never really work out very well. I always end up going off on a tangent, or getting tongue-tied, or, forget what I'm talking about. So I try and plan it out. So I always start my YouTube videos in exactly the same way, and I always end them in exactly the same way. And the reason I do that is because when I first started, I thought to myself, how do I just get into the video? I can't just start the video and go straight into the topic. I have to say something first. So I always say, hi everyone, I'm Karen from the Geordie Grandma, and I'll always end it, hope you find this interesting, that's all I've got for you, bye for now. It just gives me a way of getting straight into it and actually coming out of the video. That makes it easy for me. I do make notes on what I'm going to talk about, and I'll put a picture in here of an example of notes I made about a recent video I did on my favourite UK holiday destination, which was Tenby. So I try, if I'm doing something like that, I'll try and work out which pictures I've got, which photos I've got that I can show in that video, and I'll kind of plan it around that. For Tenby, I think I picked 3 attractions in the Tenby area that I could talk about, and I knew I had pictures on, and I just bullet point what I'm going to say about each thing. And then I'll kind of look at my notes as I'm talking to camera, and then I can kind of keep the flow going. When I'm planning, I also need to work out exactly what I'm going to need for that video. Equipment wise, I use my iPhone. I've just recently gotten an iPhone 14, so I use the camera on there. I use a tripod that goes kind of full height, 6 foot height. Maybe it's not 6 foot, maybe it's 5'5". But it's a tall tripod, so if I'm standing up, I can put my camera on it, and you can see as full length. So I use that. I do have a ring light on the tripod, and I've also got a smaller tripod with a ring light on as well, in case the lighting isn't brilliant. The lighting in my house for daylight isn't that good. And daylight's always best to do a YouTube video in, so that's why we have the ring lights. I also need to plan out, I jot down if I'm doing like a favourites video and I'm talking about specific products or, TV programmes, books, something like that. I need to write down everything that I'm going to talk about. I need to have all the products to hand so I can show you them. There has been times again when I haven't planned very well, and I've looked at the table in front of us and thought, I forgot that product I'm just about to talk about. So I'm having to stop the video and go and get the product and then come back and start it again. So it's always a good idea to write each item down, and then I can have them all to hand when I start the video. Again, like I said with the Tenby video, if I'm going to talk about different places, I need to go through and plan, write it down what photos I'm going to be showing, so I know when I'm talking about that photo, I can say, there's a photo here that you can look at. If I'm doing a vlog of some kind, so I have done a couple of vlogs when I've been on holiday, that's I found that a little bit more difficult because I haven't planned those. I've just kind of got my camera out I did a one in Whitby in Scarborough, and I just kind of got my camera out and just winged it. And it wasn't the best video I've ever done, I have to say. So I'm going to Dubrovnik in a couple of weeks' time. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to plan the attractions or the sites that I'd like to show on my video. So I'd like to, do a tour of the hotel and the room I'm staying in. I'd like to maybe do the sites where, you know, Game of Thrones was filmed. I may want to show the food that you can get in Dubrovnik. So I'm going to try and plan that out. So I'm not just kind of wandering around with my camera thinking, oh, I better film this, I better film that. So it is much better to plan. So that would also go into a, you know, a day in the life of a small YouTuber. You do also need to think about the title of your videos and the thumbnails for your videos. So the thumbnail, if you're not sure what that is, that's just the picture that shows up on YouTube. When, you know, when you're scrolling through those little pictures, you see that's what a thumbnail is. And the titles, the words you put in there, are what are going to show up when somebody's doing a search on YouTube. So, you know, if I'm doing my favourite UK holiday is Tenby, if somebody puts Tenby in, I'm hoping that shows up. There are ways of actually finding out what keywords people are searching for, but I'm not going to go into that much detail on this video, maybe in a future one. So you have to think about the title. You know, you couldn't just put up Tenby or This Is My Holiday, because This Is My Holiday is not going to get searched for. So that, and it's not a very attractive title. You have to try and think of a title that's going to make somebody want to click and think, I want to watch that. And that's not an easy thing to do, as you'll have probably noticed from a lot of my videos. I'm just quite getting the hang of it. And the thumbnails, they're even, you know, sometimes a bit more difficult as well, because the thumbnail is the picture that you see. And I know I've scrolled past tons of, you know, thumbnails on YouTube because the picture looked boring. So you have to think about, the picture needs to go with, you know, what you're talking about. And that is quite difficult. And if you think of you think of what your thumbnail wants, what you want your thumbnail to be before you start recording the video, you'll kind of know to include that pose or that picture within that video, or take some still pictures after the video, so you've already got the thumbnail and you're not halfway through editing and doing your thumbnail and thinking, I haven't got the right pictures. So I use Canva to do my thumbnails in, and I do use the pro version, which I find really useful. So, you know, if anybody's out there who has got a small YouTube channel, I do find Canva really useful for doing the thumbnails. There is a free version of it as well, which is really decent. So before I put my camera on and press the record button, I'll look through the camera. So I'm looking now and I'm just trying to see what is around us, because sometimes if you don't check, you might have a lot of things in there that you don't really want people to see. I was doing a video, I think it was a couple of weeks ago, and I didn't check. And then afterwards, I kind of saw in the corner of my eye, my clothes area in the kitchen, and I had underwear on it. And I'm thinking, can you see the underwear in that? You could see the corner of the clothes area, but you couldn't see the underwear, so I just left it. But, you know, if it had have been a wider angle, then you may have seen all my underwear on that clothes area, and that wasn't really the vibe I was going for. So I do need to check around, you know, just before I start recording, just to see that there's nothing lying around that I don't particularly want you to see. There wouldn't really be much else in that. Maybe, you know, no personal photographs that might be out you might not want people to see. So it is a good idea just to have a check around before you press that record button. So after the recording, that's kind of the easy bit. Then you have to, I upload it to my desktop computer and I edit it on a software. It's a free software and it's called Shotcut. I know a lot of people who do YouTube videos use iMovie to edit their videos, and they find that really easy. But I think you have to use iMovie on your phone. And for me, it's too fiddly. I can't see it properly. I prefer to actually type on a keyboard and use the mouse, and I like to see it on a desktop PC. So I edit my videos on something called Shotcut. It's not the best software in the world, but it's the one I've been using for about 3 years now. And I find it quite simple, although there is some things on there I can't do with it. So I'm going to have to start looking for some better software and maybe pay a small amount for it to use. While I'm editing, I'll cut bits out. So if I've had to do, you know, I might say something where I don't know where I'm going next, and I'll kind of fluff the words and I'll edit that out. I'll cut that bit out. I don't think I've ever put a video up where I haven't edited something out, because it is quite hard to talk to camera and you do make mistakes. I suppose it's like being an actor on a TV program, you know, they'll maybe do more than one take on a few things. So it's just the same with recording a YouTube video. So once you've done all of the editing and you check it through that, you know, everything's right, particularly when I'm doing try on videos, because sometimes I leave the camera running while I'm changing clothes. So I need to, you know, watch it at least twice just to make sure there is no shots of me changing clothes, because you really don't want to see me in my underwear. So I need to make sure those bits are cut out. So I double check that I've got it right. So once it's all edited, then you have to upload it to YouTube. Sometimes there are technical hitches with that. I've had technical hitches a few times where maybe my internet wasn't working properly, or for some reason it just wouldn't upload to YouTube properly. I have known myself, there was recently when I was uploading a video for the Sunday Sunshine Show with the Transatlantic Housewives, it needed to be, you know, uploaded and scheduled to go live at 7:30 on the Sunday morning, and I was still trying to upload it at 10 o'clock on the Saturday night. That is quite stressful. So you need to give yourself plenty of time. So this is why the planning comes in. So you do everything when you need to, and you're not leaving things till the last minute, because things do go wrong. So before you hit the button to actually schedule it or make it go live, you have to add your titles into the back end of YouTube. You put your description in, so you're putting more keywords in there, so hopefully people can find you. You need to remember to put any links in there that you've talked about, that you said you would link to. You need to make sure that's all right. You need to upload your thumbnail that's going to go with it. You need to put the category of the video so YouTube knows what category it's in. You need to put, if you've got playlists set up on YouTube, you need to put the video in the right playlist. So there's lots of things to think about on that back end of YouTube before you press the button for it to go live. So once your YouTube video's gone live, after a few hours, you need to be checking your analytics to see how your videos are doing. You know, are people watching them? Is it performing well? Are you getting likes? Are you getting comments? You need to be answering the comments. You can't just, you know, let people comment and then say nothing. And I like to comment personally to each person that's taken time to comment on my video. I think once your subscribers start to grow, and once you start getting hundreds and hundreds of comments, I think that's probably going to be more difficult. But at the moment, mine are quite manageable. I might get, maybe 30, maximum 40 comments on a video. So that is doable. I can handle that. But like I say, once I start getting more subscribers, fingers crossed, that might get a little bit more unmanageable. But looking at the performance of each video is a good indicator on whether the subject you're talking about is, people want to watch it, or whether maybe the keywords are just not right and people aren't finding it. Maybe it's the thumbnail isn't attractive to people and they're not clicking on it. But you can see within your analytics which videos are performing worst. So for example, for me, this one I did about, it was a get ready with me, and it was a Charlotte Tilbury summer look, summer makeup look. This one didn't perform well at all. I think it had about 145 views, and I'm not really sure why. Maybe it's the thumbnail, maybe people aren't interested in Charlotte Tilbury. I'm not sure why that video didn't perform well, but the more you do the videos, the more you get a feel for what's not right on them. So maybe it was the thumbnail, or maybe it was the Charlotte Tilbury makeup my viewers just aren't interested in. Because going back to the analytics, another thing you need to check is that the people that you're reaching or the audience that you are aiming these things at. So for me, I'm aiming my content at women who are over 50. So if you go into your analytics on the YouTube studio, you can actually see the age of the people who are watching your videos, and you can see from mine that I am hitting the right audience. You know, the majority of my viewers are between the ages of 50 and over 65. So that is the audience I want. So I am hitting the right audience. My best performing videos have been try on hauls. So I did a Tesco F&F clothing try on haul, I think it was earlier this year, and it's had over 4,000 views. Now that is my highest ever views on my channel. I usually get around 400, something like that, but the try on ones do tend to get more. But this Tesco F&F one just went crazy for some reason. I don't know why, I can't figure that out. And I also recently did a Yours clothing try on haul, and I think that's had over 2,000 views as well. So again, the clothing try on hauls are really popular, but as a YouTuber, I don't want to keep doing clothing try on hauls, you know, 3 times a week. I couldn't possibly do it. I can't afford to buy all those clothes, because it's not just that yes, you can buy them and send them back, which is a pain. But I'll buy them, and I usually keep some of them more than I'm supposed to. The idea is that I get the clothes from these different places, I try them on, and I show, you know, people who are watching the video what they would look like on a woman over 50, over 60, who is a plus size. That's the idea of it. The idea is not to keep all of the clothes, because that could get quite expensive. But again, I need to do the videos that people want to watch. So I have to get like a good mix. I have to kind of balance it. The only other thing that I would do on a daily basis as a small YouTuber is to learn. So by watching other YouTubers who have got, you know, thousands and thousands of subscribers, I can learn how they do things. Maybe not the exact topics, but I can learn different techniques they might use. And I also watch videos specifically about YouTube and what other creators do. So not just lifestyle videos, but videos about, you know, people who are YouTubers, and they'll give you tips and tricks, and you can learn about, you know, what equipment you should have, what software you should be using, different things like that. So you have to do that on a daily basis as well. Well, maybe it's not a daily basis, but you would fit it in somewhere on a day that you are working on YouTube. So those are all of the things that I would do as a small YouTuber. So it is quite a lot of stuff. It is, you know, it is a proper business. I am trying to run this as a business. If you're doing it as a hobby, it's not going to be as difficult. But if you do start, you know, gaining some traction and getting lots of views and lots of subscribers, then why not try and turn it into a business if that's what you want to do? But you do have to think about all of these things, you know, the research, the planning, the recording, the editing, looking at the analytics and learning, answering comments. There is a lot to it, and I can spend a full day just doing one video. It does take up a lot of time. Like I said, I'm not making money at the moment. To make money on YouTube, or to make money with the adverts that they put on your, you know, on your videos, and for YouTube to pay you, you have to have over 1,000 subscribers, which I've got, and you have to have 4,000 watch hours over 365 days. And I am so close to that 4,000 now. I think I've got something like 3,900 and something. So once I hit 4,000, I'll be able to apply to be monetized on YouTube, which means I'll probably get like 3 pence every time somebody watches an advert on the channel. So I don't think I'm ever going to be a millionaire. Not that way anyway, but I'm hoping, combined with my blog, which is a little bit easier to make money on, because you can, you know, you sell links to brands that want to put something on a blog post you've got that will, when somebody clicks on it, it goes back to their website. That is a little bit more easier to make money on that. I may make another video someday on blogging if anybody's interested. So hopefully I can get monetized very, very soon. If you did enjoy this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you haven't already subscribed to my channel, it would be lovely if you did. It does help, boost me in YouTube search and things like that. It's free to subscribe if there's anybody out there who didn't realize that. And if you click the little notification bell, you'll get notified when I put a new video up. I do videos 3 times a week, and I do, a variety of different topics, from try on hauls, favourites, beauty things, get ready with me. I talk about TV programmes, books, all sorts of things. So that's all I've got for you today. I'll see you again soon. So bye for now.